Don't you talk to me or my daughter ever again. Hello everyone, this is the Wise Loud Productions back at it again with another review video of another motorized item, and you've read the title, you saw the thumbnail, no need to hype it up. It's the myth, the legend, Percy the Small Engine. Yep, Percy has always been one of my favorite characters, so I'm very excited to open this new version of her. So, yeah, let's get to it. Alright, snip tape here. Oh, snip tape there. Yep, I am using scissors for this. Please be careful with these. Yep. Alright. Alright, and in front of here. Oh, and some tape up here. Yep, this is returning to the old style of me rambling on and on and on about whatever shenanigans I feel like doing. Alright. Okay, yep, and all, the outer box has been removed. And let's get Percy out of this inner box. And yep, there we go. Alright. Alright, first we're gonna look at Percy herself. Yep, the face. I definitely like the face, and I think most people are going to like this face better than this face, because I guess not everyone's a fan of the puppy dog eyes. Front sticker's a little wonky on mine, but whatever. Not the end of the world. Yeah, like, I think for the first time ever, Mattel are painting the front running boards of their engines, which is really cool, because that is not something I don't think we have ever gotten here in North America. You know, aside from, like, Bachmann, but it's a model train company. Of course they're gonna paint the extra details like that. You know, Japan has done this, you know, and I'm glad we're starting to have this in the US, because it's pretty cool. Yep, yeah, here's her side, same side rod design as James and the Flying Scotsman, which, that's alright, I guess. Freakishly long back coupling, and, okay, for some reason they didn't paint the back buffers. That's just... Alright, then. Yep, here's the underside, 2021 Ghislaine Thomas Limited. Yep, and yeah, just all the detail is just gone on the back side. That's just great, just great. The whistle and dome definitely look brass coated. An actual coal load, unlike the metal collection Percy. Yeah, yep, I'm pretty happy with this little guy. But Percy's not all that comes with. There's also a mail car. Yep, and and of course they only do a little mail logo on one side and not on the other. To be fair, this is something Mattel have done quite frequently with their models, dating all the way back to, like, 2013, where one side is detailed and the other isn't, and the detail side is what was seen in the box. That's clever. Well, not clever, that's pretty cheap. But, whatever. It is not the end of the world, and if you really wanted to, this side could be a generic box van, while this side is specifically a mail train. Yep, for some reason, they gave it some bronze wheels. I mean, the tanker from the James pack has black wheels, or so I don't know what's up with that, but it's fine. And last but not least is the brake van. Yep, this is supposed to look like the brake van from the CGI series. And they gave it the spiked wheels that were common to tenders of this time. This looks like a CGI series brake van, which is significantly more durable than model series ones. Don't know what's up with that, but yeah. It's pretty cool. And here is the pack all put together. Yeah, admitted. Yep, overall, I'm only going to give this pack a 7 out of 10. I mean, it's Percy, who is the best character in Thomas, and I really love the white running board, at least on the front. That's something I've done with my models, but well, only one side of the male coach having the male symbol and the undetailed back. It does bring this model down a bit, but still, it is better than a lot of the slop Mattel has been giving us for the past, 10 years. Holy shit. Alright. I'll be back to modify this engine in 3, 2, 1. So, you're probably wondering, Aaron, what's the Flying Scotsman doing here? Well, for those who have seen my James review, it will be going up before this one, don't worry. In that video, I discovered that with the new longer couplings, you can use them to have engines permanently attached to their tenders, and there's still so much free space for the engine to wiggle around in. And so, I'm going to use this. So I'm going to swap Percy and the Flying Scotsman's back couplings and remove the front coupling from this tender and have them roll together. And also, this silver paint pen, my black one is probably out of ink, so I'm going to use that to paint Percy's back, side, and guess the sides here silver, and also make her buffers and front and dummy front coupling silver. And of course do the regular modifications I'm doing to these new engines. And also, I'm gonna give silver buffers to the male coach and the brake van. Alright. I might not do Percy's sides here, because I think I'm gonna need some tape for that, but the buffers are pretty clear. So let's get started. Yep. If there's yep, Percy's back buffers are already looking really good. And for the sake of consistency, I'm gonna have to paint her front buffers silver too. Yep, there we go. Yep, shiny new buffers. And I'm gonna do the same to, well, first things first, we're going to remove Flying Scotsman's back coupling. And also just wait until the paint has dried on Percy's buffers, until I go about unscrewing her. Or actually, can I unscrew her without messing up the paint? I should should have waited to apply the paint until I got Percy off her chassis, but whatever. It is what it is. And I'm sure things going wrong make for such a more entertaining video than, you know, if everything was going by, if everything just works out fine. Like that one Hit Era song said. I don't remember which one, and frankly, I don't care. Right? You know, it wouldn't be entertaining if everything just worked out perfectly. Alright, pull out the screwdriver. Yep, and yeah, this is the right one. Alright, unscrew Scotsman, old chap, and, well, actually, I don't think you need to unscrew Scotsman to do that, so scratch that. Alright, just, yep, pin Scotsman in and just unwound the screws. Yep. Yep. Yep, you know, this isn't dry yet. Whoops. Accidentally touched Percy's pack buffer while it was still drying. But I can reapply the paint later. So I think, you know, if I can reapply the paint later, I might as well remove Percy from her chassis. Yep, it's clear the tank engines and tender engines are very different in this line, in this new Trackmaster line. Yep, the tank engines couplings are attached to the chassis, while the tender engines aren't. That's really neat attention to detail. Also, I saw on the back of a box somewhere that Mavis has been confirmed for this new line, and either a die-cast or a motorized item, and I am definitely going to be buying that because, you know, aside from Percy, Mavis is one of my favorite characters from the franchise, and you know, in recent times, she was done dirty. Dirty, I tell you. Done dirty. Yeah, they completely shafted her, not even letting her be in minor cameo roles. Kind of shocking when you consider what they did with the Steam team. But yeah, I have always had, I still currently headcanon Percy as a female, specifically a trans girl, because, well, she's my favorite character, and I am a trans girl. Alright, the two AA batteries, they're still here. Let's see how Percy performs. Yep. Standard motorized engine performance. She exists. Okay, that's enough. That's enough of that. Because free rolling engines are better than engines that can move on their own. Which is something I never really liked about the new motorized system. And every engine sharing the same chassis. Because, you know, every engine being relegated to the same 060 chassis is just... Look, I get why it is done, but that doesn't mean I have to like it. And I agree with what Rexeljet said. I think that is definitely the reason Edward's merchandise during this time failed. Because he was barely distinguishable from Gordon. I think something that definitely would have helped in the motorized range is keep Edward's special side rods. What I mean by that, he'll have the same typical Trackmaster 2 engine chassis, but just give Edward side rods that are unique to him. Hopefully Mattel will do that when Edward comes to this new motorized line. And yes, Nia's part of this line, but some time has passed since Edward and Henry were kicked out and Nia and Rebecca were added to the Steam team. And honestly, I understand not everyone has accepted it, and there'll probably be some that never do, and that's fine. But I've accepted it by now. But the fact that they remembered Henry and gave him a new diecast toy is pretty bewildering. Yep, and his new diecast toy only having 2 splashes is really cool, because, there's, some of the props, some of the character designs in Thomas, I love them all to death. Don't get me wrong, but some I love the characters themselves to death, but some characters don't exactly have not every prop is a home runner. Not all of the designs of the engines are perfect. And these are just to my personal tastes. That I'm sure most of you are like, it's not that deep. It's not that deep, mate. It's really, really not that deep. But there's some engine designs that I am not particularly a fan of. Yeah, unscrewing these engines when you don't have a triangle head screwdriver, it can be exhausting. But, I've been an artist for... I've been an artist for a good few years now. I should be used to hand cramps. But, they still hurt, even after all this time. Maybe I'm just not drawing enough. I should definitely consider getting back onto drawing. With the drawing tablet that is obnoxiously in the background of this video. That's just... Yep, and also, if you think these reviews are improv, they are. I do. Okay, I'm back. And I actually took a lunch break. But, here we got toilet paper. Ba-ba! What will that do? I don't know. Yeah, I am trying everything. Yeah, this did not work. What? No, actually. Oh. Yep, just remove the paint that's already on there, because I'm going to reapply the paint on Percy's back buffer beam. And front one too. But yes. Yep, I think there's okay. Wait, I think. Yeah, I'm literally trying everything to get this pesky screw. These are a real pain in the bumper. Yeah, I think like the bane of my existence is triangular screw heads. Yeah, I'm pretty sure once once I'm done unscrewing these, I'm gonna replace all these triangular screws with screws that aren't triangular. Yep. 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 Alright. The screw's almost out. Yep, I had to do some very dumb ideas and take a lunch break, but it's almost there. Almost out. The baby is almost... Yep, the screw is almost out of here. Yes! Screw's finally gone, so I can get rid of this back coupling. Yep, put it... give this back coupling to the Flying Scotsman. Then, yep, then place it back down there. Yep, get rid of this fucking motor. Ugh, there's even some oil left on this. Disgusting. Yep, and yeah, I'm not getting rid of the switches on these types of Trackmaster 2 engines. Yep, then put this back coupling in, and there we go. Percy can now free roll. Yep, this makes the new proportions definitely better. I think next I'm just gonna remove the front coupling from Scotsman's front tender, and I've just now noticed that the buffers are on the front of this tender. They're not exclusive to this tender, which it's a problem with all new motorized tender engines that the fronts of their tenders also have buffers, but whatever. It's not the end of the world. Yep, but, just... Alright, just stick with me as... Haha! I see. Yep, Yep. Whoop. Badoop. 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 Yep, and then just, zip, 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 unscrew this. And the screw's lost forever. Well, whatever. Yep, just take this coupling out. Yep. Are you gonna make me unscrew the rear screw as well? Freak. You know, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. My name is Lars Gerhardt, and I was never here. Everything is fine. That's a reference to a Loading Ray Run skit. My sister watches them on a fairly regular basis because they're funny. Because they're pretty funny. You might have heard of them, of having... Oh, wait, no. Yep, no unscrewing necessary. Alright, just couple them together, and... Alright, just one more, okay. Yeah. Okay. Ugh. Okay, yep. Yep, Scotsman has been significantly shortened. You know, the distance between Scotsman and his tender being slightly longer. Well, the distance between Scotsman and his first and... Well, that... Yep, me not know how to words. Well, I do know how to words. I don't know how to words. Me not know how to talk. I know how to talk. Well, I can't talk. Okay. All right. Gimme. Yep. Okay. Okay, then just screw this. Okay, just okay. Okay, just... Yep, rub your greasy little mitts together. And then slowly screw him, and then screw Flying Scotsman back to his tender. Yep, I am legit screwing in screws. Because with the palms of my hands. Because somehow this is easier than doing it with a screwdriver. Okay. Phew. Okay. Yep. Scotsman is now properly connected to his first tender, and his second tender is now a little bit more apart, just like he is in the real life engine. But yeah, whoever signed off on triangular screws being used for your toys, I'm sure you had good intentions in preventing small children from choking on small parts that are held together by these screws, but screw you, whoever signed off on triangular head screwdrivers. Yep, and now to screw Percy's chassis back together. And once that's done, I'll reapply the paint on Percy's buffers and apply some on other parts of the body I feel are necessary. Yep. Yeah, still, screw whoever decided that this was a good idea. To give all their toys triangular screw heads. I think I saw this one post online. It was basically about screws, saying that crosshead and flathead screws are the only valid ones, and all other screws are mental disorders. Which, on the surface it's funny, but it's really not, because, both screws and gender identity, there's an infinite number of them, and they should all be embraced and seen as equal to each other. But whatever. I just have more screwy. A little more screwy. And then, yep, I lost one of the screws, so only one will hold the back of her chassis together. But whatever. Screws can be replaced. I think, yep. Yep, and here we go. And here we go. Percy has is now more. Yep. Okay, almost there. Screw's almost done. Alright. Screw is in. Yeah. Yep, here she is, put back together. I still have to clean off the rest of the paint. But, yep, zoom out a bit. Yep. Out the way, Scotsman. Yep, here's the consist of Percy, the one-sided mail car, and the brakeman all together. This looks so much better because, yeah. Alright, but we're not quite done yet, because we're still gonna paint Percy and her two, two trucks, so, yeah. So I'll be right back once I, well, not right back. I will be, well, it is right back for you, but it's gonna take a few hours for me, and I'll be right back after I finish repainting, the parts of her that I feel need to be repainted. Alright, I'm back, and paint is dried. First up, I did connect Flying Scotsman to his tender, and it now looks so much better, and painted his handrails, front coupling, back buffers, and his second tender. His buffers. So, yeah, that's cool, but never mind him. We've got the baby. And we'll go car by car. Start with the brake van. I painted the handrails and the buffers on this brake van. Yep, this is definitely a very nice piece of the pack, and I think Nia comes with this as well. Next up, we got... Good. Come on. There we go. The mail car. Wasn't able to fix the fact that there's no mail symbols on this side, which is just... How dare they? But I was able to paint its buffers, so that's pretty neat. And last but not least, the baby. The precious, innocent baby that, yep. As you can see, I reapplied paint on his buffers, on her buffers, and her front coupling. And if you turn around, I painted her back, coal bunker, and her back buffers. So, yeah, that's, purr for you. Yep, and, yep, I give this pack a 7 out of 10. Minus 1 point for this, for a rough back, and minus 2 points for this. Yeah, Rise Old Owl Productions, out.